you'll be surprised how many connections, people have to other people. So I just try to treat every opportunity like it's my last, and I try to treat it like, as professional as I can.
Welcome to the Passion Behind the Art Show. It's all about diving in with individuals to learn the story behind their passion. It's your host, Daryl Pinnock. I have some big news. Episode 50 is coming. It's gonna be an 8 to 9 hour live stream. Yes, it's gonna be crazy. Tons of awesome guests. A bunch of giveaways. It's just gonna be a big celebration to celebrate this great milestone, 50 episodes into this podcast. So go to DPCREATES.com to learn more. You don't want to miss it. DPCREATES.com. Episode 50 coming to you live. Now, this week's episode. All right, I want to welcome Juran Ratchford on the Passion Beyond the Art Show. I'm an epic saxophonist, and I'm excited to have him on the show. Juran, welcome.
What's going on, man?
All right. Let's kick it off. How did this love for music start, bro?
All right, so pretty much you just just growing up in the house. I'm sure like every black family knows, your parents gonna grow up and you cleaning up on Saturdays and your parents playing the music, playing the old records and stuff. So just hearing all that music. I know my family is like really in the church and gospel and everything. Mm-hmm. My mom was like the choir director, so I had to play in church and everything like that. So just really taking in all of that. Mm-hmm. And hearing all of that different type of music, that just really made me fall in love with it. And yeah, man, I just that's it pretty much. Just
so around what age was that? Around what age would you say like you actually said, okay,
I want to be a musician?
Yeah,
probably around 5th, 6th grade. 6th grade.
Okay.
Yeah. I always had a love for it. Didn't really think I was gonna do it. Honestly, to be honest, the only reason I did it was because all the cool kids was in the band at that time. Because that was around the time, when like, you picking your classes from middle school and everything like that. So I'm like, all the cool kids going to band, I'm about to get in the band. So, and I already had the love for music anyway. So, I didn't think I was gonna play anything, but ended up picking up that horn, man.
So why the sax?
So I kind of got thrown into the sax. My mom, I wanted to play the trumpet.
Gotcha.
I always tell you that I wanted to play the trumpet. My mom was being cheap, and because my uncle played sax in high school, but he never went anywhere with it. Like he just played in high school, and it was just kind of sitting around the house. And my mom was just like, if you want to be in the band, you're gonna have to play the saxophone. Because I'm not about to buy you a trumpet. So I kind of got thrown into it. Honestly, didn't even like it at first.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, like I was trash. Like I was like last chair and everything. And I don't know, man. I just started practicing, like just practicing and practicing. And ended up starting just by playing it. I actually started listening to a lot of saxophones, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool, Mm-hmm. So yeah, it just came into I just got a love for it. Went from last year to first chair, and it's been that way ever since. So
okay, that's what's up. So when someone hears Juran's music, what do you want them to experience?
So man, I just really feel like as musicians, we really have a power that other people don't really possess, and that power is like we can affect your emotions. Like we can change emotions. If I play a song, I can make you feel happy. I can play a song and it can make you think of the saddest day of your life, So it's that power. I feel like we really have to, keep that in mind. So I say it to say whenever I play, I just want you to, I don't really want you to feel a certain thing, but I want you to feel something. Like I want you to feel, I want it to take you somewhere. I want you to think about that time when, when you got your first kiss, or the time when the girl dissed you or whatever, or something like that. I want you to have that feeling that you something, because it's nothing worse than just hearing music and it's not taking you anywhere. You know what I mean? So, that's the main thing. And I mean, a lot of the songs that I know growing up, like I can remember like where I was when I heard them.
Right.
I just want you to remember that, like have that memory. Like when you hear me, like I remember him. Like he played that song. I was there. I was with this girl. I had this on. I was fresh. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much it, man.
So in saying that, what would you say was your like best musical moment?
My best musical moment. It's really simple, man. I played. It was what's the name of that song? Amazing Grace. Yeah, it was Amazing Grace. Played Amazing Grace, and this girl came up to me, and she was like, she wasn't crying, but you could tell she was kind of like, emotional about it. And I mean, it was at church. It was just a regular church performance because my mom made me play at church, threw me in there, or whatever. But the fact that she came up to me and said the way that I played that song made her think of her grandmother. It was her grandmother's favorite song, and it really touched her. So like the fact, I think that was my first time somebody had ever came up to me and told me like, like you did something that really affected me, and I think that was like that. I always will have that memory of of her coming up to me doing that.
All right, so I heard you talk about your mom. Like, kind of tell me a little bit about like the people you would say kind of got you where you are today. Your support system, the people you bring energy from, the people that influenced you, like that's actually in your life.
Man, definitely my family. My mom is like my biggest fan. Of course, she did, and I have two younger brothers. Um, they're fans, but kind of they're like my motivation too.
Mm.
I try to show them like, I'm from a small town. I'm from Shelby, North Carolina, like the smallest town ever. Like nothing to eat after 10 o'clock, stuff like you can't go anywhere. One Walmart, and that's the only, like the mall has like nothing in it. So
Oh man.
and just growing up here, it's kind of like you don't really see too much. You don't see the world outside, out, anything past here really. So I just kind of want to show them like that, there's more out here.
That's true.
And of course, my friends, man. A lot of my friends I met in college, they all got different things going on. Whether it's videography, directing, in school, just different things. But we all pushing each other to kind of do our thing. So, everybody I've been around has pretty much been real supportive with me, and as I'm going through this journey, trying to get to where I'm trying to get. So, and I mean, I'm really at the point right now in life where it's like, if you're not with me, like with what I'm trying to do, then I don't really have time for it. So, I'm just like kind of tunnel vision right now.
I feel you. I feel you, man. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. So, what would you say was the hardest part? What, like the biggest struggle you had to go through in even trying to get to where you are right now?
The hardest part is actually taking that initial risk to go and do it. A lot of people have ideas, but they never start them, and they'll never go along with it, or they'll start it and they never finish it. And I mean, doing what I'm doing, it's against the grain. It's against the grain because you're told to go to school, go to college, get a job, and everything's gonna be fine. And I did that. I went to school, went to Winston-Salem State University, got a degree in business. I wasn't even a music major. Got a degree in business because it was safe. Had a little corporate job, and man, I would just be sitting in that job every day, just thinking like, my boss coming over here yelling at me, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, you don't even know me, like you don't know what I do. Like I felt like Superman, low key, like Clark Kent, like I'm Clark Kent in here, and y'all don't know I'm really Superman, but I am. Like, so I think I ended up leaving that job, and that's what kind of like really, once I left my job, everything just started falling into place. So Um, and I'm a real spiritual guy, so I just feel like faith without works is dead. So if you can have a dream, you can have all that stuff. If you're not actually going for it, then you're not going to do anything. You're going to be in the same position you are. So I think that back to your question, that was the hardest thing, was like thinking to myself like, okay, I don't have it. If I do music full time, then I'm gonna have to gig more. I'm not gonna have that steady check coming in every day. I'm not gonna have this, and it's just all that fear. So it's just getting over that. Because actually, once I got past that, everything's been smooth sailing, man. It's just that fear.
So what did you do? Did you like turn it off? Like, what did you do?
Now, honestly, I just got fed up with it. Like, I just got fed up. Like I said, I was sitting around at a job. My boss come arguing at me, and I'm thinking to myself, because I was still gigging. I never stopped playing. I never stopped doing anything. So, I just felt like I was living a double life, and I was just, my boss coming over talking to me, and I'm like, I just came back from Made in America, and you yelling at me like, you know what I'm saying, like I'm a regular guy right here. You know what I mean? So it's just, I just got fed up with it, man. That's I can't really explain it, and I prayed about it, and I just felt like it was time.
I feel you, man.
I don't really have it wasn't really like a certain thing that made me do it. It's just, I just felt like it was time to make that decision.
Yeah, so you just did it.
I just did it, man.
I feel you, man. Sometimes that's how it is. Sometimes that's how it is. So now you're on your own, doing your thing. Like, how are you? What's your main way of getting gigs? Curious.
So honestly, it's word of mouth, really. Word of mouth, and I mean, of course, like social media and things like that. But the way you act on the gigs, like your professionalism, stuff like that. So that carries you a lot further than your playing ability. I've gotten a lot of gigs just because people say, he shows up on time, or he knows his music, and you'd be surprised. You have like the best musicians who'll come to stuff and just not be ready for the gig. So that, and then just going places and meeting people, networking, that really helps a lot. Like the whole like I play for Rapsody. I'm MD for Rapsody. The whole reason I met her was just because I met somebody who showed me, said, I have this artist that I want you to play for. I didn't even know who it was going to be, and then it comes up being them. So it's really about networking and just finding that. So I mean, and they'll just start coming in. It'll get to a point where your name will start getting passed around. People start talking good about you, and it'll start coming in, because people think the world's really big, but it's really small. Everybody knows everybody. Is what I'm starting to figure out. So
at some point, there's gonna be some kind of connection.
Yeah, is that like what is it, the 6 degrees separation, 7 degrees, something like that? That's real. Like, because I mean, you'll be surprised how many connections people have to other people. So I just try to treat every opportunity like it's my last, and I try to treat it like as professional as I can. That way, get other gigs.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I like that, man. I like your energy, man. I like how you're going about it. I'm really feeling it, man. So, who would you say some of your musical heroes
are? So I listen to everything, man. So, I'm really influenced, honestly, by hip hop. Like, hip hop is like my main influence. A lot of saxophone players, say jazz and everything. I'm a jazz head, but I'm a hip hop head, like more than I'm even a jazz head. So definitely like Tribe Called Quest. Okay. I love how they you got these Freddie Hubbard samples, over these break beats that they done found. Like Q-Tip is crazy, like crazy with the beats or whatever.
Right.
I'm so Tribe Called Quest, Jay-Z, Nas, all the new stuff, J. Cole, Kendrick, all that stuff. As far as jazz heroes, my number one person is Kenny Garrett.
Okay.
Not Kenny G, but Kenny Garrett. Kenny Garrett he's like the guy to me. Just you can feel like everything he's trying to get you to feel out of that horn. Like, you feel the pain, the struggle. You feel all of that out of that horn. Like, and I've never his sound is just so like his sound is amazing. You hear all these saxophone players, but if you hear Kenny Garrett, you can tell his sound out of any other saxophone player. Like you just know, and he just does stuff like he'll just play like one or two notes. The fact that he'll play one or two notes and just stay on that one or two notes and have you locked in on that one or two notes, like
that's what's up.
Yeah, he's dope, man. So Kenny Garrett, John Coltrane, of course, Charlie Parker, Cannonball. I mean, all the greats. Those are all my heroes. Even young people, like Chance the Rapper, people like that. People, because the fact that he did it by himself without a label, without any of that.
Right.
So I look at I'm not the type of person like who looks like an age or anything like that. You could be the youngest person in the world. Chance the Rapper's younger than me, but just the fact that what he's doing, that's heroic to me. To say no, I don't need a label. To still turn down labels at the point you are now. So, yeah.
So, what advice would you have for musicians?
The advice I have for musicians is to make sure, number one, just know yourself. Know what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. Have boundaries. Know what your worth is. Know your worth, because a lot of times people try to devalue what you're doing and say just because it's an art, when really I feel like any other job, like doctors get paid so much because they know how to do things that other people don't know how to do. That's really why they're getting paid so much. So I feel like as an artist, we know how to do things that other people don't know how to do. Right. So, you have to remember that, and keep your integrity as a musician. Two, just like I said before, just be professional. Be professional. Be on time. Be on time. Like, being on time will save you so much trouble. Like, just be on time. And when I say on time, be early. You know what I mean?
Right,
be early and be ready to start. And three, just, like, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Like, put yourself in vulnerable situations. Put yourself in situations where, you feel uncomfortable, because it's going to come up. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Practice. Like, better your craft, But, hopefully, you're already doing that.
So if somebody wants to learn about Juran, where can they go to find you?
I have a website, JuranRatchford.com. You can follow me on Instagram at sax.love.money. So my Instagram, I'm pretty heavy on my Instagram, so that's pretty much where you'll find pretty much everything. Pretty much any social media outlet, Juran Ratchford. My name is pretty unique, so you'll find it.
All right.
And then I play with I tour at Rapsody. I'm MDing for her, so I'll be always on her shows most of the time. You'll see.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on, man. It was good talking to you, and man, I hope this is just the beginning, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt. But I'll keep in touch for sure. Always willing to cross paths. You know what I mean? Always willing to build relationships, as you said. That's all it's about, man.
Yeah, that's really, bro. Like, that's how the world runs, man. I'm starting to learn that the more and more I do this, that's the way the world runs, bro. Relationships.
For sure. Well, man, I'm gonna let you go. Thanks again for coming on, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Appreciate it, bro.
All right, blessings, bro.
All right, man. Peace.
I want to say thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. If you want to get in touch with me, you can reach me at DPCREATES on Instagram or Twitter. And please leave me a review on iTunes, because that helps the podcast to grow. Thanks again. Be blessed.